Hello and welcome to Informavores. The Guantanamo Bay prison facility will not be closing by the beginning of next year as planned, according to President Obama. White House counsel Greg Craig, the man charged with leading the effort to close Guantanamo Bay, will take the fall for the Obama administration's failure to achieve their goal of closing the prison. Press Secretary Robert Gibbs said Craig told the president before his inauguration he would not want to serve more than a year anyways. CNN will kiss the basset hound cheeks of Lou Dobbs goodbye. The controversial host announced on his program last Thursday he would be leaving CNN. State of the Union's John King will take Dobbs' place. 2 more Iowans die of the H1N1 virus. One, a 20-year-old from Johnson County, and the other an adult from Floyd County. California is projected to have a deficit of nearly $21 billion next year. A bipartisan budget group blames poor decisions made by lawmakers and Governor Schwarzenegger. Coming up on Informavores, the Iowa City City Council denies the Summit Bar and Grill their liquor license. Sarah Palin grants her first interview to Oprah. And jobless benefits for nearly 1 million Americans might expire. And how much damage can a shampoo bottle really cause? This and much, much more coming up on Informavores. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. We were struggling. All right, there we go. Okay, sorry. The Summit, and just in case you didn't hear me over that music, the Summit is losing their liquor license. And not yet, but they will lose it. So
they just won't get it renewed.
Yes, they just won't get it renewed. Now, I was at the city council meeting last night, and the lawyer got up, claimed that it was unconstitutional. And one of his arguments was actually that the police need to define, because one of the chief pieces of evidence is that the Summit gets 1.925 Paulas per visit, and per police visit, I should specify, and that's way over, and they're in the top 2 bars for citations in general. But the lawyer wants the word visit to be defined, and all of these kinds of things. So, first of all, do you guys think they should be able to remove the Summit's liquor license?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's against the law. I mean, they broke the law. So my argument is not with the removal of the license; it's with the law that says that they can remove it for this. I just don't like that law. Personally, the current law says that if you have a rate of more than 1 Paula per police visit, you do not. The police department recommends that the city council not renew their liquor license. Now, my problem is I think that is way too low. You can't enforce. I think that is just an outrageous rate, but they have the absolute right to remove it because that's their thing to do, but I just don't like the law.
I agree with it, but the 1 Paula rate is very low. But a thing to think about is none of the employees have been charged with any crimes. They have never been charged with serving alcohol to any minor. It's just the establishment, and that the police officers are coming in and giving out tickets, but none of the actual employees have been charged with crimes.
What?
I got
Did you have something to say? Oh,
no.
Okay.
I mean,
right, sorry.
I just think that one Paula per police visit. So even if they visit every night, which who knows if they do or not, one person out of a bar that has 100, 200, you get into the field house when there's like 400 people there. That's like less than 1%. You can't. Obviously, you're going to have someone. You're obviously going to have someone slip through, and the bar owner should not be held accountable by that much. He should not be forced to stand at the door and say, you know, they have more things to focus on than just letting one person through. That's crazy.
I understand, but they are one of the very few bars that are not able to uphold this. All these other bars don't come anywhere near the citations they do.
Well, the other way that I have a problem with the law is the way it's enforced. Of course, police are going to go there because they know that people are breaking the law there, whereas they don't go to maybe, say, 808 because they don't get that many Paulas.
They know that all the young, like, freshmen and sophomores go to Summit because that's the place to hang out.
Well, one of the lawyers' arguments that he brought up at the city council meeting, he pointed out that I think it was 45%, something like that, of the businesses who have a liquor license are never visited by the police.
Yeah, then that's completely unfair to hold people. Like, if you're going to do it that way, every bar will have to have, a visit. You can have a random visit, say once a week, once a month, whatever.
Now Prairie Lights has to have a visit because they serve alcohol. So
yeah, I just don't think it's fair.
I think everybody should get. I bet they don't visit Prairie Lights. The point of that was I bet they don't go there.
Yeah, it's just crazy that they are being held to this high standard, and then just saying, well, you guys can't meet it. You're one of two people, but they visit it probably more than twice or three times what they visit other bars. And that's just not fair to the bar owner.
I actually think they should put more responsibility actually on the bar owner and the employees to make sure they're not serving alcohol to minors.
So you think the rate of 1.0 is okay? You think that one police visit, one Paula, you don't get your liquor license?
No, I think that's still too low, but I just think they should start charging people with serving alcohol to minors.
Yeah, see, I agree with that argument. I think the people that are actually serving and the door, well, maybe not even, it's not really the people that are serving, it's so much as the people that work at the door that give them, I mean, they both need to be held accountable to make sure they're only letting people with legitimate 21 IDs.
How would you do that?
See, that's where you run into problems. Is that's easy to say, but really hard to implement.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I just think there's a lot going on. If you want to do this, I think you need to make some kind of ordinance where bars are 21 if you want to be effective here. I don't want that to happen, but I think that would probably be the only way you could really, truly do it. And then even then you'd have more fakes and stuff like that. People are still going to get in, but it's going to be much less than it is now.
Yeah, but then that's just going to cause a problem of house parties and everyone just going to the house party and drinking illegally there.
Yeah, the city council could just kind of realize that it is a college town and there will be some drinking. Well, we've had this discussion before. They're focusing on the wrong thing.
Mike Porter, the owner of the summit, brought up when he approached the microphone and spoke last night was that most cities are currently undergoing a massive amount of work to bring bars and rebuild their downtown areas, while Iowa City is one of the rare places that's actually kind of kicking them out. And I think the city council is kind of doing it as a tactic to battle binge drinking and all this stuff, and I don't think it's going to be an effective tactic because you're going to drink no matter what.
Yeah.
Like Ryan just said, you're going to just shift to a house party. Yeah. It's not going to solve anything.
I just think the culture needs to be changed to drink more responsibly.
Yeah, we had this discussion last week, or 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, that we all kind of agreed that the council is focusing more on social drinking than binge drinking. If you're going to be serious about stopping the problem drinking, you're going to need to write more public intox tickets. You're going to need to write more DWI tickets instead of Paula tickets. Because, I mean, if you're 20 years old, 3 days from your birthday and you're out at a bar drinking, that's really not that big of a deal compared to somebody who's getting belligerent and causing, sexual harassment, assault, and, all these other things that are tied with this binge drinking that people associate as just the term drinking. And there needs to be a clear definition, and they need to have a different policy. I think this is just another way they're trying to have a simple solution for a complex problem.
So are you saying, like, if you have, like, a 0.13, that should be more of a crime than, like, you have, like, a 0.7, you're still underage?
No, I'm not saying that. I mean, the fact is that is a crime, but the city council and the university and the bar owner should be focusing more on preventing binge drinking than just underage drinking. Because the fact is, it is the culture, and you can work to change the culture, and they probably should, but it's easier, and in the long term and the short term, it's more effective to change the culture by shifting more towards blocking the binge drinking. And then once you've got that under control, move to your underage drinking. They're trying to do the other way around, and I just don't think that's sufficient to change the culture, which is what you'll need to do to get this problem fixed.
Agreed. Actually, the student body is actually taking steps to start changing the culture. The USIG and with association with the Hawk Nest had a little tailgate to watch the game where you could buy 2 drinks if you were of age and drink responsibly. So that's starting to change the culture right there.
See, I read that, and at first I was like shocked because I thought that went against it. But then when you think about it, it really is a good idea to have it as a group and make sure that you're drinking responsibly and only get the 2 drinks, and that it's
exactly, and it's not coming at it hard nosed, saying absolutely none.
Yeah,
like it's just like, because that's way too exaggerated and it's not effective.
And people just tune that out because they're just like, well, they're not talking about me. So I think it's a great idea because it gets people there. They realize that social drinking is acceptable and that you're allowed to get not crazy, but you're allowed to relax and have a couple alcoholic beverages with your friends and enjoy the game, which is ideally what the purpose is. And then I think by doing that, it's a great step to changing the culture.
Exactly.
All right, let's move on to our next topic. Okay, so The Supreme